Hi guys, welcome to another content from Brazil of Tech, where we are going to be doing a new tutorial on this channel where we are going to be converting this Figma file into Webflow. So this is a free Figma file which you can edit, so you can see it here. So look at it. So we are going to be designing this black interface. This is what we are going to be designing. We're going to be designing this website on Webflow. So right now, let's open with Figma. So I'm going to be showing you guys how to design this from scratch. So are you a beginner that have been confused about converting Figma files to Webflow website? So right now, I'm going to be showing you step-by-step process on how to convert this from what Figma to what Webflow. So right now we are going to dive in and I'm going to show you all of this process. So let this load. So you open your Webflow account and just create the website. So let's just name it Carbique. That is what we're building. Let me confirm the spelling. Okay, websites, and we're just going to click create site. So you can see it right now on Figma. So the first thing first which I want us to do right now is to ensure that we download the important assets that we need. That includes images, background images. So I think let's go in with what we are going to be using for the hero section and the navbar. I think those are the two important things for us to design first. So I just want this to be a pure tutorial which I'm not going to be editing much of it, so you understand. So to do this, expand it, you press Ctrl then plus your PC, and if you're on Mac, you put Command and plus. So right now, let's import the logo. Yeah. So you've seen it. You come to the logo, the Carbique logo. So you navigate through here and click export. Can you see? So once you click export, because this is the logo, let's just put it in 2x, and we're going to be downloading this. Can you see 2x? Can you see? Export Carbique logo. What other thing I will? Let me export this icon because we are going to be using this icon. That is color 1x. And this other icon here. So this is what I'm going to be exporting for this tutorial. Yeah. So the next thing which I'm going to be doing right now is this image. Can you see this background image? We are going to be exporting it right away because that is an image we are going to be using. So export. And choose it to be 2. Yeah. So right now we've downloaded the important asset that we'll be needing to design the navbar and the hero section. So right now let's dive in and begin our design. So this is our layout, and let me export the assets. So you come to assets, can you see that? And we're going to be selecting all of the assets that we downloaded for the navbar and the hero section. Yeah, this is cool. So first thing first which you're going to be doing is to come to the body, Control E, Command E, and press the nav. So I'm going to be having the nav bar first, but that's not what I want to be designing first. Do you understand? So let's come and design this hero section. Can you see it? This section. So if you look at this is a container, and in that container you have a container that is containing all of these elements, that contains all of these elements. This is a text, this is the H1, and this is the paragraph. I hope you understand that. So right now you are going to come here, and in this body you are going to be adding section. So this section, let's name it hero section. Can you see that? Hero section. In this section you are going to be having a container. Yeah, can you see? That's the container in this section. So in this container now, we are going to be having another container. Because this is it. Okay, a container, and in that container we're having these elements. Let's have two containers. One container, and this element in the container, because the image is already on the section background and this is in the container. So right now we are going to be including all of those elements that you see here inside this container. So let's have a short small paragraph. So you come here, Control E, P, or text box, sorry, it's just a text box, either instead of a part. Yeah, so Control E, H1, and the next one, Control E. What are we having? A paragraph. Yep. A paragraph. So you can see that. So right now, let's just go copy the content. Next one, Control C, I think all the paragraphs have the same color on the website. Just trying to pick a uniform design. So that's why I had to inspect and see. So you can see that this is what we're having. So right now, one thing which I want you to see here is to see that we are going to be making this design come to life. We are going to be bringing this design. So at first, let me come here and inspect this. This has a width of 152 and a height of 500 and 812, if you look at it well. So what we are going to be doing now is to add an height, which is going to take at least, this is 50 pic viewport. So right now I'm going to come to a section, and min max heights, VH. Sorry, min heights. So right here now we're not going to be having a background image. So let's scroll down. I'm going to be adding a background image. Yeah. Yeah. Team cover and come in. Is this rhyming? Let's check it well. So this is the one showing first. So let's check. I think it's cool, but let's make it 80. Because the contents are not that, it's not that much. I just want to ensure that it's what I'm seeing. What I'm actually seeing is this 4 and these 2. I think we are right. If you look at it, this 4 and these 2, I'm sure we're right. So that's cool. I think we are getting there. So right now, what we are going to do is to change the heading. So let's come and just specify that. Let's check. Let me check the color attached to this. I want to check the color attached to this. FFF. That's white. Let's check the color attached to this. I think everything content here are white. So we are just going to declare directly on the body that every text are just going to be what? White. So please, come to the body. Every text color here is just gonna be white. So that's how to declare it. Can you see? Yeah. So right now, let's tell this section, all of this that you're seeing, to fit into this place. This is in a container, and the container is not large. It's just taking at least say 50 viewports of the full width. If you look at it, it's taking 50 viewports of the full width. So what we're going to do right now is to ensure that this container is balanced. Is it at the center? Starting from here at the center. I don't just want to add margin and padding. So let's shut down. So the gap is too much. Put it to 0. Put center. It's not making sense. I think it's not making sense that way. Left. Let's add some. So we're going to be adding a property here. So let's come to the arrow section. Should we add some margins here, some paddings? Let's see. 100. Is that okay? I think that's not really okay. What do you feel? No, it's not okay. Let's look at it well. I think the spacing from here to here is more than that. It's more than that. So let's come here. I think it's too small. It's too small. So let's make it 150. Yeah, and let's make this below 50. Is that okay? Is that okay? Is that okay? I think it's cool like this. Okay, yeah. So let's check the spacing. And one thing which to make your design consistent is to have regular spacing. So right now here we are going to be having a consistent spacing. So let's assume the spacing here is, this is 10 pixel, this is 10, this is 10. Let's assume that's 10, that's 10. So let's look at it. If this is here, let me look at it well. Introduction to Carbique. So I have to reduce it by 10 because there's a space there already, and extra space is still there. So let's bring it down to 10. I think that's cool. And these are gonna be, yeah, 10 is here. So let's add a width to the paragraph. So max width, let me add 55 ch. I think this is cool to some extent. Let's check. 55 ch is quite much. Let's do 50. Yeah, perfect, perfecto. So this is cool, you can see that. And let's look at each one. Is it big enough? I think it's big, unless I just want to make it a little bit bigger, just to make it stand out more. So should we make it 40 pixels or 42? I think this is cool. I don't know of anyone, but this is cool by me. Let me make it 50. I think that's what we saw here. That's what we saw here. So let's come here and inspect again and check how the design is. Over 60 pixels. Yeah, over 60. But I think 50 is quite good. I think it's good. I don't know of anyone, but this is also good by me and fine by me. So we have this. So right now, let's go design our navbar. You can see that. So it's the navbar now that we're going to be designing and showing you how to do all of that. So after the navbar, we are going to work on responsiveness. So right now, let's come to the navbar. So right here, so brand, this brand, you are going to push the asset for images. You can see that. So you can now come here and reduce it. I want to ensure this is on the same page with what we're doing. Let me check Carbique. So it's not really much. Show you 10. It's not really much of an height and width. So let's come back here. So the next thing which you're gonna do It comes to brand and add margin at the top of 10. I think that's okay. Just with this on the same line. So let me preview and check the difference. I think it's quite okay. Yep. So let me look at these two. I think it's quite okay. Yeah, everything boils down to that place, and I really like what I'm seeing. I think I like what I'm seeing. I don't know about you, but I like what I'm seeing. So right now we are going to be changing this background. Let's change all of this to white. Navigation. Okay, I think because this navigation have they are active, you're seeing it as active element. So let's change everything to white. So what's the first one? The first one is product features, featured in, and sign up. So sorry, I'm making a mistake somewhere. Control C. That was I was making a mistake. Yeah. Next one. Featured in. And sign up. Yeah. So this is great. So the next thing I'm going to be doing is to change the background here to whole black. So we're already pushing to what we really want, and it's quite amazing. So when you look at this zero section, let's check. We added that property. Let's check the container. It's an auto, which is quite good. It's good. It's good. And we need to add two of these icons. Can you see that? We need to add that right in the middle, in the center. So I'm going to be showing you how to do that, because from the original tutorial from Webflow, that is not there. But I love this design, that's why I'm replicating it. It's going to show you guys different things that you've not seen before, and that's what we are going to be doing right now. So the center nav. So what you're going to do right now, let's duplicate this. Yeah, so can you see it's at the center. So let me rename this center nav, center icon. So all we're just going to be having here is icons. So I'm going to delete all of these things here. If you understand why I'm deleting everything here, so we can have that icon. So you've seen it's empty. So let's push Z. I want to ensure that it's inside of it. So let me come back there myself. Ctrl Z. Sorry. So I just want to ensure it's sitting right inside the icon. Okay, let me see the first one. No need. Let's just push something. So let me see if it's inside. It's inside the icon. Okay, yes, inside the icon. So the next one, which is so let's see. I'll come and push it inside the icon. So it's inside the icon already. So right now we are going to be ensuring that this sits well. We are going to be ensuring that this sits well. So we are going to ensure this is really balanced. So right now I'm going to ensure this is at the center. I want to ensure this is at the center of this icon. So one thing we are going to add is margin. So let's add margin of 10. I think it's okay. Do you understand? It's okay. It's okay. And this also will work because I think we need to add from the left 140. I think let's make it 200 and see. It's at the center because it has to be at the center. Let's preview. Is this at the center? It's at the center of the design. So you just check. I think it's at the center. All I just need to do is reduce this size. I think that's all we need to do, reduce this size, and it's actually going to sit pretty well. So let's go to and do that now. So okay, instead of that, this is just the way to do that. And here too. Understand? And so we are still going to add a little bit of padding. Sorry. Okay, I think let me do something in so that I can have a space between them instead of the margin of 10 pixels. So let's add a margin of 10 pixels between them. I think this is quite cool. Yep. I think we have to just reduce this margin here. 200 is too much. Let's just make it 160. I think it's quite okay like that. So let's switch because we're actually designing what we're seeing. I think that's what we're seeing. Oh, we have to add that margin. Let's remove this. think is much balanced. And let's come here and make this 15. I think it's balanced now. Anyone that sees it knows it's balanced. Yeah, it's at the center. So this is cool. So let's check it on this device. Oh wow, interesting. That's interesting, man. Wow. Featured him. So one ran away. So that's what we are going to be working on soon. So let's work on the responsiveness. So when you come here, is this okay? Because I love to just work on responsiveness immediately. I think it's quite okay on this. So when we come here, we need to add some padding to the container. It's not 20 pixels, left and right. Yeah, I think it's cool like this. Now it's just change the sizes. It's cool. Then when it comes here, we can now reduce the sizes. So let's reduce the H1 by 30 pixels. It's not too small. If H1 is 30 pixels now, 35 or 40. Because it was almost 50 in the previous one. It was quite okay. I think it's quite okay, funny enough. If you look at it, it's quite okay. Us having it at this size is quite okay. I don't know what you feel, but to me, I feel it's quite okay. So right now, the next thing which we're going to be doing right now is this section. There's this section. So we come to the menu, come to settings, and show. Can you see that? Come to menu, go to settings, and show. So we're going to be designing this interface. I'm going to ensure that every the background here is going to be black, full black. Can you see that? So you come to this container onto and change it to what? Black. Yeah. So if you observe, there's a kind of element blocking this, maybe because of the what we included on the center icon. So we're going to ensure that everything is shown properly. So let's try and remove all of that. So let's remove this. I think that's cool. Should we set this to 02? I think that's cool. If you feel that's cool too, you can let me know. This padding is just allowing it to I think let's just reduce this padding. What do you feel, man? Instead of that, it's because it's just gonna look good there. Let's add margin top. So space of 10 pixels. What do you feel? 20? I think 25. 25 is gonna be cool. So it's gonna move away from that space. Yeah, I think it's moving away from this space. So let's come here. I think we need to add this a little bit of margin at the top. Let it not just take that space. So to center all of this, nav menu, let's make it flex and center. Okay. The contents don't want to go to the center. So I want to ensure that everything here sits at the center. So I'm coming, center icon, nav menu. Okay, let's come to nav link 1. Yeah, that work. Can you see that? You come to nav link. You come shift it to the center. I think this still needs some adjustment. Just want it to be very perfect. Should reduce the still need some spacing. Okay. Put it at the center too. I think it's quite cool. It's cool. So let's come here and change all of these to black. I think this is cool. Let me close this icon. So this is how you're going to close it. Hide. Then here, let's style here to black too. Coming. I think this is cool. This is very, very cool. Yeah, so that's what I want us to style. The menu button when it's not open, change it to black. Yeah. So right now we have a responsive hero section and navbar, which is responsive on all devices. So you can see that. So the only thing we need to start right now is this. So this is a button right here. So we have to style it. So all we just have to do is to add the background color. Yeah. So I'm going to change the colors soon. So let's come here. So how to inspect color. So you've seen the color here. So I'm going to copy this and I'm going to come here and ensure that that is what I'm including here. Ensure the hash is always there. I'm just going to paste this so you see exact color. What's this, man? So you paste it, press enter. Can you see that? So one thing we are going to do next is to ensure that this color image is well positioned. It doesn't have this padding. So let me name this sign up. Sign up BTN. So you use this. Do I really need to reduce this? I think I'm just gonna make it 15. I'm thinking, what do you guys feel? Think should be 15. I think it should be 15. Sorry, that didn't get saved. Other side should be 15. This two should be 15. I think this is the perfect way to have it. Distance between these two is quite wide, so let's expect it because they're kind of equal in our design. So equal. Doesn't look like that. Kind of equal. Spacing between here and here is equal. And between here and here is kind of much busier. So let's make adjustment to that. This 20. This 20. So should we reduce this by 15? Okay. Think I should not reduce this side. It should all be 20. It should all be 20. Yeah, it should all be 20. Just to have an equal length of both sides. So sign up. So let's preview. We still need to add a little bit of at the top. It's not too much. Let's make it 15. Yeah, I think it sits pretty well where this sits. Let's preview. Yeah, perfect. So you can see that. So we are done with this design, and the next one which I'm going to be designing is this section. So right now, let's dive in to create this beautiful section. So if you look at this section now, it's having a different background. Let's take a look at it. It has a different background. So we are going to have a section, a container, and that container is going to contain an image. Let's make it two containers, yes. Container here, and a container showing all of these images. So this is the section, a container that is containing this image, and this content in a container. Do you understand? I don't know if you are getting what I'm saying. So we are going to be creating the next section. So let's preview again and see how it looks like. I think it's quite okay, but let's try something. Container. I want to try something. So let's specify. Oh, this container max width is kind of small. Let's make it 1200. I want to see something here too. What's this? What's the container width here? Let's specify. So I have a reason for creating 1200. So it's gonna be equal. Sorry, that's a mistake. 1200. Yeah, so it's gonna span across that length. I think it's making much sense like this. But let's take a look. Good preview at what data I'm sending. Just want to see for myself. This is really at the center. So let's check well. I have to make edit to that. I just want it to be perfect, man. Just so it doesn't affect. I'm gonna check. So now I think 200 will be bad. 200 will be bad at this point. Yeah, 200 will be bad at this point. So you've seen that. Even that 200 is looking small. Let's make it 220. 220 is not bad at this point. I think this is okay. This is quite okay. It's at the center. So the center, if you draw this line, it's the center of content here and anything that should be here. So right now, let's have that section. We have the hero section, we have the container and this. So Control E section. So this section, let's name it what can we name this? Let's name this after hero section. I just want you to have a good section naming, which is always good. Let's name this fees section. Fees. Let's name it fees section. I just want you to have a different fees section. Yeah, hero section. So inside here, let's have a container. So let's check if this container also have 1200. So inside this container, should I put this in a container and use Flexbox? So everything is just gonna be sitting pretty well on the website. Put this Flexbox, put this in a box. I think let me try that. Control E. Container. Inside this container. Control E. Container. I wanna try that. 2 containers. So flex, just want to try that. I'm coming. need that. Okay, we have to put the images. They really need that. They really need that. Let me see something. Okay, not really bad. I'm wanting us to test what we'll be doing. Can you see that? Put the image in that container to just see how it's gonna feel, how it's just gonna look like. So that's what I'm trying. Sorry. So let's press Ctrl Z. So in this container now, we have a full body of container, and let me use it to create space. Let me see if the space are equal. 10 or 20. Just want to try something, which is great. So first thing which we're going to do is to change the background. Ctrl C. So that's what we're going to be doing, is to change the background first. So you come to the section, face section, and you are going to be changing the background. And that's quite cool. So look at it. Then next thing, let's go download the image property. So this, I want it to be of high quality. Export. Come here. Purposely doing all this from scratch, so everyone are just gonna see how it works. I think this is cool. This is cool. I'm gonna inspect all of that is on the property soon. And I think we have almost similar things that we have on the previous one. Heading, this heading 2, yeah, let's call that heading 2, and paragraph. I think that's cool. H2 and paragraph. I think that's what we're gonna name it, right? So what do you guys agree with me? Ctrl E, sorry, you have to come here, Ctrl E, H2, and Ctrl E, paragraph. I think this is cool. This is cool property. Let me see. Continuity, come to style, content, center. Yeah man. I think it's popping to what we actually want. Let me see again. This is kind of much smaller, so let me see the width. 852, height 304. Should we do that? Because this is just taking the full width. It's too big, man. Let's make it 600. Or 650. It's big. I think this is quite okay. It's almost let me measure and see something. This is starting from a place under introduction. Let me preview. I think I'll just make it 700, man. 750. It's not actually easy to design all of these. I think let me make it with 100, man. I think I'm gonna make it with 100. I'm checking something to just look like what I'm seeing. Yeah, I think this is quite okay. Yeah. So let's go in and edit the heading contents to what we're actually seeing. Fees, Ctrl C, and we're gonna think it's okay. Don't need to change anything. The only thing man needs to do is just bring it to the center. I think that's only what we have to do, including this. Let's draw the CH here. Think this is freaking small, man. Is this okay? I think this is perfect. This is perfect. What do you feel, man? Are you guys feeling what I'm doing, or is just making one confused? I think I like the way it's just rhyming on every screen device. I think that's what I just wanted to try, so that one is not going to make a lot of changes. I think what I just need to do here is to add some margin and padding, but let's just look at it in a bigger view. How nice is this with the why I tried that feature of having a flex box on both properties? I think it scaled well. I don't know, but you guys can judge by the design you're seeing and what we have here. How do you see it? This is what we're replicating here. I don't think I tried that yet. I think this is just looking too scattered. It's looking too scattered, but this is looking too clean, and the spacing is consistent. That's one thing I used to like about using flex, because since you've added a flex here, the spacing we added here is 20, so it also applies here too. Because if we inspect, let's come to this container 4. It had a little spacing here. Let me come to this H2. Yeah, you can see it had a margin of 20. I think that's one thing that makes me like the way we tried flex mode. And I think that's what we're going to stick to throughout the tutorial. I just want to clean spacing. I want to see these two. Spacing between all of this. Okay, all these are 10. Yep, all this is going to be 10 because of the way it looks like. Should we make it 10? Should make it 10? Should we make it 10? But yeah, it looks wild. I think it's okay. What we are doing is quite okay. Then this is what we have left. So we have a container here. If you look at this container, it's black. It's containing this image. If you look at it, it's containing this image. But this image is quite. It's sitting down here. Yeah, it's sitting down there. Then we have this section. So let's create that section right away. So what should we name it? I think let's just name it two sections. So let's go. Yeah, two sections. Yeah, two sections. So let's just name it because we created for feed section. So let's name this open section 1, open section 2. I think that's the best way to say that. So let's come here. I don't want to duplicate anything because this tutorial for beginners and I don't want to duplicate anything. So in this section I'm gonna have containers. I think that's the way we tried it on the first one is quite interesting. Container containing this. Should we do that? Oh yeah. So we are gonna have it as open section. Yeah, man. Control E, container. So I think that is good. So let's make a flexbox property. Flex direction 20. Yeah man. So let's come here. No, just want to pick the image. I want to select only just the image. I think let me pick it from here because it's looking like it's not loading here. Okay, let me come back. So let's check the image. I think yeah, I got the image. So let me upload that image. I think I'll have named it base station. So that is it. So let me save the container, change the color of the container to black. because that's what we're seeing. So we change the color of the container to full black. Yeah. From this image, we have to push it to the top, because if you look at it, if you look at the image, it's not showing. So I think they had a margin, negative margin to that top. So let's do that quickly. We're on the image, right? Yes, Space Station Carbique image. And let's just start that negative margin. It's not too much. Let me scroll up. Oh, that is perfect. So you see it, and your content here. It's not too much. H2. Man. Shining bright. It's like a light shining bright, but it's meant to, I think these parts, you don't really need much of a container. Yeah. Because they're almost eating each other. If you look at it, don't need much of a container, man. If you look at it, you don't really need much of a container. You're just stressing yourself if you're doing things in a container. If you look at it, you don't really need much of a container. And paragraph. You don't really need much of a container, man. Don't really need much of a container, because if you look at it, it's quite okay. So you come here, you save it, push to the center, so the same with this. You come here, you push to the center, and this container, you just have to add the property to it. I think what we used in the first one was 55 ch, so 55 ch for both body. I think it's quite cool. So let's preview. Oh, we did something that's not right. I think we went to specify that property in the not the open section. Yeah. So the perfect design. Can you see that, man? I think it's quite close, so you just have to push the negative margin. Let me see what I designed here. It's far, man. This is kind of very close. If you look at it, it's very close. They keep your center code is almost reaching off the light. The light is shining on it, so let's replicate that here. why I'm taking my time for this tutorial is for every beginners that are watching to be able to understand and watch this tutorial with no issues of saying, oh, the tutorial is fast, we're not understanding what you're saying, man. All of those issues are solved. So let me remove this. Sorry. Come here. Minus 20. I think that is small. Minus 50 pixels. So this is what we're seeing. Let me check. I think it's much. It's really shining on it. If you look at it, it's that small. So let's make it 100. Yeah, let's make it 100. I think this is what we're seeing. Yeah, man, this is what we're seeing. If you look at it, that is what we're seeing. See it. This is not shining. The two are shining. This is not shining. Yes, this is what we're seeing. It's quite fun. Designing this is fun with you guys, and that is why I'll be dropping much of this on my channel regularly. Flexbox is one of the perfect things to ever use. You can just see. All we just need to do most of these places to add patterns. So this is what we're going to be doing last, and I really enjoy every bit of what we're doing here. It's really amazing, and I'm sure you're also happy that you're in this class. So the next one is the next section, which we're going to be creating this. But one thing I'm going to be doing is to add an interaction here where this will move from down to the top. I don't like the way it's touching here. Don't know, but I prefer it moves from down to the top. What do you feel? So just add a little bit of interactivity to the website, interaction to the website. So that's what we're going to do before coming to design this feature during this and this last section, and we know we are done for the class. So let's go back, and the next section which we're going to be adding is the open section for the other one. Should I just duplicate it and just change the image? Let me see. I think it's the same thing, man. Just duplicate this thing, man. No, it's not the same. It's not the same because we've added a property, man. It's not the same. So section. Yeah, I want to name it the image of your section, so let's go download this image. Bottom page. So let's name it bottom page. I think this section push the image down because this is in the container. Okay, it's cool, it's good. Yeah, so right now we've added a section there, bottom page, Ctrl E, container, the 1200 is the best. Yeah, let's make it black right from the onset. So this is one design you're gonna enjoy doing with me. So in this container, Control E, let's have two containers. Control E. So we're gonna work with the flex. I think here we don't need to add a spacing. Let's just let me try and include our image. Yeah, man, this is cool. You can see it, just sit at the center. There's no need to make any changes. Nope, no man. I think that's it, yeah. This is inside this container, yep. And inside this, we're gonna be having heading, H2, and paragraph. Yeah. So after that, we're going to be adding an interaction that this is going to move from down to the top. I think that is going to make sense. So scroll down. Push it to the center, man. Control C. I think that is kind of a low-T design, but it's not having its effect, because I think because of we're picking it from this place. So let's now add a CH property to this container, and 55 CH. I think I like this. Yep. So this is one amazing feature that I like. So we are going to be adding animation now. I'm going to be adding animation. So we are going to add animation right here. So interaction. So when you scroll, add an action, move, let's search for move, I'm looking for the action that is move, and come in, and come move. So I want to add that when scrolling in view. Let me click animate. think they changed the interaction process. Yeah. So school end is just looking a kind of way. Let me move this thing away. Control Z. No. I think let's add it here. So we see it. I don't know what's wrong with my mouse. I don't know what's wrong with my mouse. So at the end, I want it to be a move down and take it back to that point from. Yeah, so from start, so let's preview. Yeah man, I don't know what's wrong with my mouse. It's just skipping. I don't know, when it gets to that place, it's just, I think we need to from start. No. I think this is 0. All of this should be 0. Let's come to from to I need to push it from the start. Scroll start. Come in. Come to the container. So I'd have had a custom element, but let's just, when you scroll, add an action. Into the animation preset. Yeah, I think it's a cool animation. Yeah, that's what we want to achieve. Yeah, I love that. Can you see that? So it's gonna give you this particular feel. So yes, so that's what we wanted to achieve and publish. Man, if you don't like this, I don't know. Okay, one thing which I'm gonna add to this is to ensure that it moves up much wider. Do we need the container? Because I think this all depends on what we're going to be having next, and let it sit pretty. Take, let me have it to be 50. Let me have it to be 50, man. I think that would be the best option for me. Can you see? I will be checking all of that though. So, but let's quickly design all other sections. We'll be coming back to that. So we're going to be designing this featured in section, which is a section with images. Yeah. So let me be exporting all of this out. I'm going to be exporting all of this out. I don't know why it's not downloading. So let's export that. Yeah, exporting. Don't know why it's not exporting. Don't know the issue. Because all of these you are going to be needing it. 3. Don't know why. Four. Seriously don't know what is wrong, why it's showing these multiple times. Come on, download, man. Don't know why it's showing these multiple times. Okay. Real sample. I think you went to download that twice. Yep. So we're just gonna come here. I love the new animation. I think that was an update done by the team, which is really amazing to me. Like, the effect is cool, I'm not gonna lie. It's one effect that you're actually gonna just like, and you're gonna be happy using it. See, I applied it to the border of to the container, and it's just amazing. I just like the way it is features section. So this is gonna have section. So this is gonna be named, let's leave here, man. Oh, that didn't leave the body because this is okay. Yeah. Features section. So in this section, we're going to be having a container. I think this container is not going to contain much. It's just going to contain the text and what we need to finish. I think that's what we just be needing here. So, we're going to add a section, okay? Container, sorry, and this container is here. So let's make this, let me see, it's going to be 1200. I'm coming. Let's just change this. Yeah, this is not a black background. This is not a black background. This and the previous one kind of look alike. I don't know why it's not showing the background color that I expect. Okay, it's showing it but not full. It's showing black. We have to reduce the opacity by 50%. I think that's what we just have to do. By 5%, sorry. So feature section. Come on, man. How's it not showing? Yeah, I think that's it. Can you see that? That's what we had meant to do there. It's not fully black. It's not fully black. So that's the RGB it has. Can you see that? It's quite different from that one. I don't know what's wrong with my mouse. That's why we're kind of slow. I'm going to change that. And Control E, H2. Let's put this to the center. And what we're going to have there is featured in. Featured in. Next thing which you're gonna style is the container again. Control E, and we are gonna have a grid. So this grid is a grid that we're gonna name photo grid. Let's name a photo grid because it's just gonna contain images of those bullshit icons. Oh, don't know what's wrong with my network. So let's scroll down. Oh, it didn't get added. Control E, grid. Is that grid added? So 4. So let me make it 1 because so in this grid just gonna add 1 image. Yeah, there are 4. There are 4, and all I just have to do is add 1 image. So I'm gonna add one image. So let me go push all of those beautiful assets. So boomerang, gives him the very simple and wired logo. So these 4 images. So boomerang first. Yeah. The second one, boomerang. Let's check. Gizmodo. Yeah, man. That's the way to do that. I think very simple is next. Very simple is next. So we come to add real simple because it's a grid. Can you see that? And the last one. So let's assume I'm not doing this. I'm just going to make it P1. Do you understand? Let's assume they are just 3, so it's going to sit well at the center. And last one. The one thing I used to like about the grid is the way it's already showing us where to insert the element. So can you see it was already showing us where to insert all of this element. So one thing which we are going to do is to add padding. Padding up and down 20 pixels. I think that is okay. Review. I think it's quite okay. If you look at it, it's quite okay. It's much. I think it's really wide. I will have 2 sections more to go. I think it's really wide. This is a section, form section, and it's really wide. So let's quickly apply that. I think it's like 40 pixels. Yeah, man. So I think we've applied something great to that. I think it's quite okay. Perfect, clean website. Can you see that? So the next thing which we're going to do right now is to create the form section and the footer. So what we're going to do is to come create a section, come to the body, Ctrl E, section. So we're going to name this form section. Form section. So right now we are going to be finishing the form. So we've added the form section. So what are we going to do now? If you look at the design, so there's the form section. In this form section, you're going to see that I think we can have 2 containers here because we have this and this. So right now, let's have a container. Ctrl E. Container. And inside this container, we're going to be having two containers. So the form section is going to have a black background. So let's do that. Black background, and this, let's change the width to 120, 1200, sorry. Apply property of flex. Sorry, this should not be inside. So flex, same. I think that's cool. Inside the first container, we're just gonna have H2 a paragraph. Paragraph. So, what is here? We're going to be having the form block. Form. Yeah. I think this is cool. So, let's come here. Control C. Let's put this to the center because it's at the center. And the paragraphs at the center. So this container is actually going to have a width. So let me give this 55 ch. So that of what has worked, and it's cool because if you look at it, it's just similar to what we're seeing. Of 15. Let's see. No. Let's make it 55. So let's come to the second container. So this, we're gonna just ensure this is let's do 500. I think that is small. So let's name this 500 pixel. Yeah. I think this is cool. if you look at it, let's look at it from, yeah, and your name here, an example at gmail.com. So let's add placeholder. Required, set it to required. Example at gmail.com. Let's push this button. I'm gonna push this button to yeah. So you can see that set it to what we are seeing here, and I think that's what we're seeing, which is quite okay. The only thing we're changing is from what we're seeing to sign up. I think that's all. The last which you're gonna be doing is the footer. Okay, and this section, okay, let's change the text field section. It's not white. It's not white, so let's change the background. Us to change the background. It's not white. Look at it well. Yeah, that's the color we're seeing. Same applies, yeah. Yeah, that's the like hash family color we're seeing, which is quite cool and it's okay. So the next thing which you're going to be designing, let's preview. So we'll preview to have a view of what we've done since. And you can see it. I really like the way that animation is bringing that stuff up. I like it, man. And the text is shown. I just love it. I love what we are doing. I love what we are building. And it's coming out well. If you look at it, it's so pretty website, clean. So let's design the last section, which is the footer. So let's see what's in the footer. So footer is just containing this and a grid. If you look at it, it's just containing this, a container and a grid. That's what is in the footer. So that's what we're going to be doing. It's just containing a section, a container and a grid. So that is what we are going to be doing. I'm going to come here. So let's go put a section and name it footer. Control E, section. Change the background to black. You can see that. And after that, all we're gonna do is just have a container. This container is gonna be 1200 because you want it to tally with what we have above. So in this container, what you want to add is a div block, a grid block. Sorry, I'll say a div block. Don't mind me, man. And in this div block, go count what we have in 5 and 1 column. So that is what I'm going to be working on now. Five columns on 1 row. So first thing which I'm going to be dragging here is the image. Just watch me drag the Carbique. I think that's one interesting thing. The next thing is going to be a div block. Yep, a div block, because right inside here, if I just add all of these text, I will not be able to add all of these things. I will not be able to add all of these things, man. So all I need is a div block, and that div block is going to be duplicated for all of this. I think that's how we're going to do it. The div block is going to be duplicated for all of this. So we'll be able to have this. This is like a link. If you look at it, it's even clickable here. This is like a link. This is just address. So that is what we are going to be doing. So a div block. So what we are going to be adding in this div block is we're going to be adding. What am I pressing, man? Sorry. Ctrl E. I think I'm just pressing the wrong things. So let me come back. Yeah. My div block, I'm going to be adding Ctrl E, and I'm going to be adding H4. So in this H4, I'm going to be adding address, Ctrl C, yeah. Inside that same div block, I'm going to be adding the text block. And this text block is going to contain some text. So can you see that? Ctrl C. So I'm just going to duplicate and delete the div block. Link text link or link block. So we are going to style this, remove the underline, take the correction none. So you've seen that at Yoku. So text link, I want to ensure that this is properly done. So what we're going to be having here, that's Twitter. Twitter. Is it bold? It's just normal. It's just normal. Social. So let me come here and duplicate. So right now, you are going to apply a property here. I'm going to apply a property here. So we are going to be applying a grid cell here. So let's make it grid. Can you see that? So what we're going to be having here is we're going to be reducing the spacing. If you agree with me, Instagram and Facebook. So really, if you make it 5, come to think of it, I think that's the best option. If you look at it well, if you look at it from my own perspective, I think that's the best option. And duplicate Facebook. Duplicate. Think remove this. So what are you going to remove from here? I'm going to remove the social. So this will make you have to reduce, you have to position the block here you have to position the block here because this is kind of looking much. The spacing is just too much and it's not sitting pretty well. So you have to come to this div block and you have to justify this, align this. Yeah, I think aligning like this is okay. How do you feel? I think this is okay. So let's see what we're gonna change. Link being TikTok and YouTube. TikTok. And YouTube. So we're done. So you duplicate this. Yeah, perfect. Dribble. Dribble. What's the next one? UXL and Behance. Yeah, perfecto. So let's preview. The only thing I need to reduce, I think, just this because it's looking too attached to that one, and I didn't reduce it. Preview again. Yep. This is it. Add some padding and margin to the bottom. Some padding to the bottom of the footer. Let's add some padding. The 40 pixels both top and bottom. I think this is pretty cool. It's sitting well. It's well positioned. If you look at it well. So now let's work on the responsiveness. I think this is good. I think this is okay. I'm gonna add some padding and margin later on. So let's come here. I want to see everything on text on tab. I think it's quite okay on tab, so let's just make the changes right from here. So I think I've positioned this thing well to be good on almost all devices. Aside from all of this shit, man. think everything should be at the center aside the logo, man. I think this is cool. Yep. So this is where test of time takes us to and shows if we are good at this or not. So what we are going to do right now is to ensure that what we are doing have some padding and margin. 30. I think that is quite good. Let's just target the main container. This is the main container. I think this is the main container, and add some padding. Yeah, man. So I don't want us to make a lot of changes. And there's something here. Once you look at this place, the image, something is just not just right about here. Okay, so you reduce this to, I think that's much. I think that's okay. $32. Sorry, I'm saying 30 pixels, so you're not gonna get confused. Because as I'm saying 32, some people will be thinking it's 32. I'm saying, whereas it's 30 pixels I'm calling. So I think we still have to reduce it. I just want it to be perfect. We'll reduce everything. We'll reduce all. So you had padding of 20. But this is really funny because %. I think it's not taking that weight, so let's do like this. This is where you need to specify, because this is where the form is. So we want to ensure this form is well suited. Okay, I think this is the one that is meant to have 100%, yeah. And then this should be 500. Let's say 500 pixel. Something is definitely wrong somewhere. It looks small. Come here. I don't like the way it's looking smaller. Is that okay? I think it's okay. It's okay. I think it is the container that actually matters. We'll see the size of the container. I think that's not necessary. Once the form block is, I think let's do like this. Okay, can you see that? I think I'll prefer it to be like 270. Should span across that. Yeah, I think I prefer it this way, man. For yeah. Whoa! Can you see that, man? That's just it. So you can see it. It's perfectly sitting down. So let's preview. And you can see we are done with our project. So you can see that. So let's just publish it. So we are done with our project. I would like you to subscribe, like, and share this image and share this tutorial to any beginner that is trying to learn Webflow. So you can see that. You can see that. So please just like and share. This is amazing, and we're done. So please subscribe to Bezalel of Tech, like and share this video, and give it a thumbs up when you see this video, and make sure you share, and you're going to be seeing much content from me from this channel. Thank you.